Konnichiwa minasan, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Reina Scully, coming to you from Japan, and this video is brought to you by Rosetta Stone. So, one of the most common questions I receive on a daily basis is, what is the best way to learn Japanese? And the answer depends on the individual and what proficiency level you're in, but I do have some tips and some insight to share because my husband is actively learning Japanese right now, and there are a few tried and true concepts that I think would be helpful and useful to you as well. And with all that's going on in the world, what better time to start learning a new language? Since I'm a native Japanese speaker, English is actually my second language, so my relearning and fortifying Japanese is far different from starting from zero like my husband is doing. So I think the strategies he's applying would be far more useful and relatable than my personal experiences. So first things first, my husband Mike has a leg up because we live here in Japan, so he is constantly surrounded by Japanese and he's completely immersed in it. And immersion is extremely important and crucial for accelerated language learning. I highly recommend watching Japanese television shows or anime to simulate immersion. It is highly effective because your brain will automatically become more familiarized with pronunciation, tone, and pitch, all of which are crucial to Japanese. Anime is especially great because the voice actors enunciate very well and their words are spoken super clearly, so you know where the words are cut off, and hearing that Japanese will help you replicate it better when you are speaking it. Speaking of auditory learning, as I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Rosetta Stone, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why Rosetta Stone is so effective in language learning, especially for beginners. And yes, Mike did use Rosetta Stone, and it gave him a much stronger basis and foundation for learning, which made it a lot easier for him to build on as he advanced forward. So Rosetta Stone uses a highly effective method commonly referred to as no translation learning, where you are verbally given the spoken language, whether it's like a noun or a phrase, and then you're shown an image of what that phrase is rather than an English direct translation of it. So for example, you are shown this image and you are told it is shimbun, rather than my telling you that shimbun is newspaper. This style of learning is hyper effective because having a translation of the word activates a part of your brain that is unnecessary for language learning. It actually fatigues your working memory because now you have two competing understandings of it in your brain, where your already known language will always supersede the language you're trying to learn it in. Whether you like it or not, your brain will always want to take the easy way out. By being shown an image while coupled with your new language, your brain will automatically make the connection and it won't tire itself having to remember two different versions of it. You're also activating two sensory neural pathways, which are auditory and visual, and those two coupled together fortify a much stronger association, making it harder to forget, and it'll have an easier time working its way into long-term memory. When you're told straightforward that apple is ringo in Japanese without a visual of the apple, your brain is working way too hard to connect all the things that I just said on top of having to imagine an apple inside of your mind. This makes it easier and faster for the crucial information, ringo, to decay upon recall. So if you're truly interested in learning Japanese or any other language, I highly recommend Rosetta Stone. You can click the link in my description to get a great discount on all their monthly subscriptions, but that's not all. You can also get unlimited access for $1.99, which allows you to learn as many languages as you want on one account, and once you have Rosetta Stone, you have it for life. And moving on, another important concept that my husband figured out while learning Japanese was phonetics. So the Japanese alphabet or letters always ends in a vowel, and generally most of our words and sentences and phrases are consonant vowel, consonant vowel. So for example, この人はテレビを見てます。この人はテレビを見てます。This person's watching television. So our alphabet's kind of sing-songy and it's organized in rows and columns, so once you memorize it, it's pretty much impossible to forget it. So the first row in our alphabet are all vowels, a, I, U, E, O, and all the subsequent rows will rhyme accordingly, so the next set is かきくけこ、さしすせそ、たちつてと、なにぬねの、はひふへほ、まみむめも、やゆよ、らりるれろ、わ、wo, So as you heard, the only exceptions to the rules are the third to last row and the last row, but they still follow a cadence, so it's not hard to just simply memorize. Knowing the consonant vowel rhythm of Japanese really helps you to pronounce the words, because then you know exactly where the words are cut off. Japanese is actually really dry and flat and subtle, so having sharp consonants will really help you balance your tone of speech. Alright, that was a lot of information, but I hope it was helpful and useful to you in understanding why immersion, no translation learning, and phonetics are powerful foundations for learning Japanese. Now let me know what made you want to start learning Japanese in the first place in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and remember to click the link in my description below to get a great discount on Rosetta Stone so you can get a jump start on learning Japanese or any other language. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Sonja mata ne!